Commence primary ignition.
Hey there, friends, fans, and collectors. Today we'll be taking a look at Paz Vizsla, the Deluxe Vintage Collection model. Let's get going.
Maybe the Darksaber belongs in someone else's hands.
Hey there, friends, fans, and collectors. Today we'll be taking a look at Paz Vizsla, the Deluxe Vintage Collection model. Let's get going. Now, Paz Vizsla is, of course, from the Mandalorian show. He's played by also Jon Favreau with the big old gun and the big hefty Crusader-looking armor. It's really, really great to finally be adding him to the vintage collection. He is the deluxe model, as we can see right here, so there is no plastic window, and he comes with a bunch of extra accessories. Now, I did find this figure in the wild on the shelves. Now, this was in a Target store, in their Ahsoka section, right by their vintage collection Boba Fett. Now, really nice to be seeing these guys on end caps, but also populated enough to be staying on pegs for a little bit afterwards. Paz Vizsla, there's a lot of history with the Vizsla name. I'll never know why Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have chosen Death Watch and the Vizsla name as ones to follow. As somebody who follows the Fets and is a true Mandalorian, these are, of course, historically our mortal enemies, so always interesting with the name follow through, but Vizsla, there it is. Here we have the front of the packaging, and we can see that without the bubble, we have a lot more cardboard, and we get a bigger scene that can be created. Now, with the old card backs, we get either shots from live action shows, animated graphics from an animated show, sometimes concept art, but we usually never get the figure looking right out front in the scene. And that is what we get now here in these deluxe sets and with this bubbleless packaging. To be honest, I really do miss the scenes. It was one of my favorite things of the original vintage collection is we got like a portrait of the character. And so I'm really missing that fully graphic or really stylized picture of the character whom we're getting a figure for. It looks nice. It's nice that they make the scene here. I will say that we have some extra background. We have some scene building within the packaging, but I truly am missing that portrait that made the vintage collection the vintage collection. Now, we are missing the pillbox. So there used to be, in the bubble, there used to be a color that was behind the figure, and that color was also shown in the name right there, where we used to be a little, we called it the pillbox, where it was silver piping that surrounded the name, and the color was the same in the middle. And we don't have that. We just have the text here in this weird kind of font. I'm missing that pillbox. I'm missing the image, but man, I guess this is what vintage collection looks like now. We still got the Kenner in the bottom left-hand corner, and we have the sundial there, which shows the extra accessories that are included in the box that make it a deluxe figure. On the back side, we get another image. It's actually bad. It looks like the same image. So we get the same image twice. We have what's featured inside the package there, which is the figure, his jetpack, his hand cannon, his knifey knife, his dumb little shield. I hate that. And then the flames and the blast logo for his gun. We get the vintage collection logo down there at the bottom, the Hasbro logo down there, very bottom, and then we get a decent amount of legalese. I will say I appreciate that there is the larger image on the back and less legalese. I am missing the other figures in the wave, so I'm missing the little advertisement that we used to get, and it pretty much just mirrors the front package just flipped around. Here we have some first impressions of Paz Vizsla out of the box. Look at him with all those extra accessories. I'll go deeper into them, but looking pretty great with that stance and that big old cannon. He was a great Mandalorian from the show Mandalorian. We've been seeing him throughout the seasons. It's nice to see those like little fire effects, not only on the gun, but also from his jetpack there. But decent looking character. It's too bad he's a Vizsla. But other than that, it's nice to see this big chunky heavy infantry, because we saw this figure years ago. This is the first time we're seeing it on vintage collection, and it's been way too long. Here we have Paz Vizsla with some examples of the deluxe items that come with him. Now we have his stabby little vibro blade there, which we see him fight with a couple times. We also have his heavy blaster on his back right there. And we can see some of the jet and blast effects that also come in the box. I would recommend this figure. Unfortunately, it comes at the deluxe price, which now on shelves is like $27, $28. It is exciting to see these guys on shelves. Once again, I did see him as well as Sabine Wren recently on shelves. It's nice to have those deluxe figures actually be available to us collectors who are searching these stores. But unfortunately, they still do come at that deluxe price cost, which is one of the only cons. The other con is the timeline. This figure has been around since season 1. It's almost the 4th year anniversary of the season 1 of Mandalorian, and we are just now getting Paz Vizsla, or as we knew him before, the heavy infantry Mandalorian in the vintage collection. And it's been years and years, long overdue. We can finally add him to our collection, finally have him in our dioramas, but hot damn, that took way too long for vintage collection collectors to get this figure. Other pros are the great detail, great design. It's a greatly painted figure. We get these extra accessories. It does have all the advanced articulation updates that we're seeing with these new vintage collection figures. Unfortunately, looking at, I have to add it to another one of the cons though, is these deluxe boxings. We are not getting the image of the character from the show actually screenshotted from the show. It's all figure in a diorama all around. So I'm really missing that. That was one of the better parts of the card backs, is we used to get an image of that actual figure from the show they were from. Thanks for watching another episode of Binary Sunset Review. As always, I've been Mike. Your likes and your reviews are greatly appreciated. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Paz Vizsla, this new boxing, the deluxe figures in general. Were you able to find this guy on the shelf? How's your fall going? I hope it's going wonderful. Stay safe, stay sane, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the